From IPM News, I'm David Pierce. Both presidential campaigns are ramping up their ground game in the days leading up into the election. Meanwhile, conversation online is spiraling surrounding Black men not willing to vote after former President Barack Obama urged them to cast a ballot. On this episode of Voice of the Voter, I spoke with some Black men here in Champaign County to see what this means to them. Like many families in Champaign County, McKinley Phillips says he and his family are just trying to get by financially. It's one of the main reasons why he hasn't voted since 2008, when Barack Obama became president.
Well, I told my father before I don't really believe in that type of stuff because they don't do nothing for the lower class or anything. So I was like, I didn't feel obligated to go do it. And he was like, well, it's going to be our first Black president. You should just go on up there and go do it.
Phillips still doesn't know if he'll vote, but says if he does, it will be for former President Donald Trump. The Republican questioned the first Black president's birth certificate, and now he has questioned the identity of Kamala Harris. Here's what he said at the National Association of Black Journalists convention in Chicago this summer.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
During a mid-October meeting with Pennsylvania voters, Obama criticized Black men for having apathy.
And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you?
Harris crisscrossed the country to be interviewed on talk shows hosted by Black men, including NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe.
If you look at my work over a period of years, my focus again on something like maternal mortality is longstanding, which directly impacts Black men and Black women.
Right.
And the Black family. If you look at the work that I am doing that is about small businesses, you know, the person who helped my mother raise us, who was a second mother to us, was a small business owner. I have always focused for such a long time on what we need to do, knowing that our small businesses are part of the culture of our communities.
Her efforts may be paying off. According to an October 27th ABC News Ipsos poll, 11% of Black men likely to vote will show up for Trump, while 85% of Black men say they will vote for Harris. Reverend T.A. Burks is one of them.
It's important for Black people to go out and vote for the simple fact that Black people have to realize and understand that people have lived and died so that they can have the right to vote. They have suffered and been beaten so people can have the right to vote. And for you to sit back and say, well, my vote don't count, that's not good enough.
But the Black experience in America also includes immigrants. Teriowe Sophia was born in Nigeria. His family came here for a better life. Now that he is a U.S. citizen, his parents are urging him to exercise his rights and vote for the first time.
My parents said, regardless of that, just your voice needs to be heard. And especially if it's not just the overall arching presidential election, there's also smaller elections too.
Sophia is also voting for Harris. The ABC News Ipsos poll also says that Harris is receiving more support from Black men than Joe Biden, 79%, following an exit poll after the last presidential election. I'm David Pierce, IPM News.